Hey guys, Blue Crypto back with another video, and it's been a little while. I'm still here doing my thing. The markets are pretty stale at this time. Bitcoin's dropped below 80,000, which is just a bit boring. No one's interested in that anymore. All of the altcoins are pretty dead. They've all fallen off a cliff. So my electricity rate on Eon is currently 6.7p per kilowatt. Most mineable coins are basically break even. So I think the 3060 Ti is one of the higher performing in terms of profitability just because it's quite efficient. The 3070 Ti's that I've got in my Octominer, they are break even at just below 7p a kilowatt. I'm not making any sort of profit on that at the moment, and I don't think many people are. With ASICs, however, it is a bit of a different story. There are a good amount of Bitcoin, Litecoin, Doge Miner, Aleo, and Ethereum Classic coins that are just doing quite well. That's a bit of a surprise with how bad the price charts are doing at this time. I don't know if you'll notice as well, this was the rig that I put together in my last video. I had to replace the power supply for an ATX one that I had lying around, which I'm actually eating my own words because I said that ATX power supplies are not reliable, but I've had this one for a long time also. Power supply was just going a bit faulty, and the rig just turned off one day and wouldn't turn back on. Tried everything, and then I unfortunately had to try the power supply, getting that removed and putting a new one in, or a different one, and that got it back up and running. That is sad. I'm not 100% certain if it's the breakout board or the actual server power supply itself. I think it's the breakout board, but I haven't got anything else. I haven't got another breakout board to test it, so this one is running nicely apart from that. And that leads me on to my current mining strategy. What I am doing at the moment, you see I've got these timers. I still haven't gone sort of digital. I haven't made it easier on myself, but everything is quite easy at the moment because everything stays the same. So what I will do is I will mine with this from midnight until 5 o'clock in the evening. You might think for a second, but you only get cheap electricity from midnight till 7. So I do, but with the battery that I've got in my house, that can carry me through till when the sun comes out. It means that I can mine without touching the grid, both on this rig, so 4 6600 XTs and a 3060 Ti, and then I've got my Octominer inside with 8 3070 Ti's. So this and that, along with everything else just that runs with the house, I can get through till the end of the day without touching the grid. But about 5 o'clock, I will turn these off just so there's a few hours that I can charge the battery back up, just so I don't have to touch the grid on the more expensive rate, which I think is like 24.9p a kilowatt. So on average, my electricity rate is maximum 6.7p per kilowatt, and then the rest is run off solar. Actually, profitability is probably really good right now in terms of, it's probably the best reliably it's ever been for me, but it's just a bit sad that prices are down and that we're not seeing live profit. But that's just such a small mindset to have, to look at live profits. It's all about accruing and then waiting for the big payday when everything does go back up. So when it comes to the market, everything's just on a bit of a slow downtrend. Yeah, in terms of buying stuff, I don't really need to right now because my battery is the size that it is, and it can only output 3.6 kilowatts live. So I can only use that amount if I go over 3.6 kilowatts live. So if I had loads of rigs on that would be using like maybe 5 or 6 kilowatt, then the rest after that 3.6 would get pulled in by the grid, which means I'm paying a higher rate if it's after 7 in the morning. So the setup I've got, I'm pretty much close to the limit. I could go for a few more rigs getting turned on in the day, but that would only be possible when the sun gets even higher in the sky as we get towards summer. And then obviously when we start going into autumn and winter, it would I'd have to go back to what I'm doing now. And then when we get into proper winter, I don't know what I'm going to do. It's going to be shorter hours for definite that I can do, unless profitability absolutely shoots through. My electricity prices have dropped by more than a third, and I would say I'm using probably more than I was towards the end of being on Octopus Agile. This Eon tariff for me is working really well. Like I said, midnight till 7, pay 6.7p a kilowatt, and then after that it's 24.9p a kilowatt. But if you have something like a battery, you don't have to touch that rate. So it is just the 6.7p that I pay. And I did also make a short last year at some point, just trying to predict, just for the future, just for a bit of fun, what or when I think alt season will be. And my guess was September, I think. Yeah, I think September. And we're not at September yet, but after a massive downtrend, it wouldn't be unreasonable for us to go back up and then some more, which could put us straight into quite a bullish alt season. Yeah, I'm really holding out for end of this year. I've had a lot of people in the Discord telling me that they are selling up, either getting out or they just want to get their money out so they can do something with the crypto that they've mined, which is fair enough, each their own, and it is a hard thing to do profitably, so I don't blame anyone for pulling out, and it's whatever's suitable for your time. If I didn't have my solar panels and my battery right now, I wouldn't even be able to have the rate that I'm on, because if I didn't have a battery to keep me off the 24.9p kilowatt rate, then I won't be able to do it. So batteries and a solar panel for me is what's keeping me going. So let me know what you guys are doing. Are you selling off? Are you holding out? Is it worth it buying anything anymore? Or is it actually probably the best time to buy stuff while it's going down and the cost of everything's going down? Just let me know how you guys are doing. It's one of those times where it's just not worth getting too deep into what the market's doing. If you are doing it for mid to long term, you just got to wait out. That's what we're all waiting on. And we'll see if this thing was worth it by the end of the year, really. All right, that's it for now. I'll see you guys in the next one.